really good hero against Sepphoris because
Someone's just stun or anything to stop him from just standing next to him.
yeah, and
taking all the
Sepphoris wants to
damage.
get in your face and relies on his base damage, or on his attack damage, as to say. And if you just drain it, then Sepphoris literally does nothing with his W.
Yep. That's
So Tempest is picked as the last pick for the Hellborn side.
I love Tempest. Tempest is such a good hero.
Yeah,
I don't know how he is for FOC, but I just love him.
Well, as I said, like there has been a jungle or a problem with running jungle heroes, but we see 5 people from the Legion side running, training into the enemy jungle here, and a Geomancer, the worm, is kind of scouting them out, and they're saying hello to each other.
But
How friendly.
Geo's that was like the best person to be caught there because he can just run away if they try anything.
To be fair, that's I think why he was standing there.
Yeah.
Because the Tempest does not want to get caught. And a Tempest is a hero that you can lane, I will say, because it's not strong in the lane usually, but the way you would like to lane a Tempest is you make elementals at the medium camp, you farm the medium camp, and you get 6 elementals up, and at that point, every elemental is doing 18 attack damage. And you just start like boxing out support with those elementals.
And
if you're really on top of your game, you pick a shell shock and roll the elementals on top of your enemies.
Oh my!
But for me, it's just like another excuse to pick shell shock.
Yeah, but shell shock's so fun.
Yeah, I know. It's also a bad hero, at least in TMM or like in Force of Kalvadar.
Okay, yeah, I can't comment on that.
I know in mid wars, like his Q is just like obnoxious and annoying. And actually, they're running a tri-lane here with Nymphora, Magmus, and Corrupted in the tri-lane against the solo Bubbles. Now, that is a very, very good for the Hellborn side, because Bubbles does not really care about Corrupted Magmus, right?
Just run away if he plays properly. Plays carefully.
Exactly. And I do actually have vision on this Tempest here, so they know he's in the jungle here. But let's say the Nymphora would rotate right now to try and stop him. Nymphora cannot prevent a Tempest from forming. Because he'll just he gets stunned by the Minotaur, what noob.
The Minotaur got paid, okay? I don't know who did it, but
true, Minotaurs have been acting suspiciously today. They have, right? But yeah, Lodestone against Bramble. Lodestone is generally a good solo hero, but Bramble doesn't really care about the little bit of harass that the Lodestone can do, generally speaking.
I mean, he has so many abilities that just heal him. Right?
Oh yeah, and actually Bubbles takes a little bit of damage in the top lane, but he's just gonna shell surf out and he's gonna be fine because of that Menelay on the Magmus using the little bit of mana that he had left. And like, where the Calamity was good against Bubbles, because Calamity could just like, every time Bubbles went in for a poke, Calamity would do more damage back. Corrupted Disciple doesn't really have the same
like he has his Q, sure, but that doesn't cost a lot of mana. It's not like the Calamity, which has basically like an almost free just harass you can do.
Yeah, and like the Calamity, like you cannot really dodge the dragons properly.
Yeah, it's way too hard to dodge.
Yeah, like if you take cover, it's not like one instance of damage that you're taking. It's like multiple instances of the dragons flying. And actually, look at this, like in the bottom lane, Nymphora is like trying to kind of like man up there, but those elementals are doing so much damage, and Lodestone misses the stun, so the Nymphora is not going to get able to get much there. But on the other hand, he's also not able to really box out the Tempest, because those elementals are just way too bloody strong for him.
Nymphora level 1 right now. I mean, she is trying to do that, do as you said.
Yeah, she's trying to snipe some last hits. But with the amount of base damage that the elementals have, actually she uses a stun there. But if the Tempest actually gets a stun off now, that isn't that Nymphora there. So Nymphora needs to be a little bit careful. She is actually playing with fire.
Yeah, right now she only has her stun. She's gonna hit level 2 pretty soon, so maybe she'll be able to get at least her heal. And try to AoE damage those elementals and maybe get.
But I think the Tempest is a bit afraid for the the rotation of the Torturer or the Bramble. Now the Bramble is being watched over by the Lodestone, so Lodestone will say something if Bramble's rotating over.
Okay.
But
yeah, obviously.
the Torturer, if he pushes up mid lane and then like goes missing, they don't know where he is. But like the Torturer tried to rotate over. Tempest instantly went back, was well played. Actually, look at this in the bottom lane. There is a Lodestone going in, I believe. Yeah, he used a stun on the Bramble. And they're trying to turn a bit, but look at this. The damage from the Elementals is too much to deal with him.
Exactly, they just can't. I mean, yeah, Tempest is doing a really good job of just kind of being a presence and just being always there so that they just can't commit to any fights.
Yep.
But we're going to see Torture. I think Torture has a regen rune. He's going to try to flank here.
Oh, and they lost track of the Torch. They don't know he's actually in the bottom lane. That means that the Tempest is going to be in a lot of trouble. Tempest is actually going to be on collapsed on here. And that means that they get first blood on the Bramble here. And actually Lodestone. Lodestone is thinking about maybe going in for a turn kill. And that's a dead Infora. Torturer does not actually have the W. So the amount of damage Torturer can do to Lodestone is limited.
Yep.
And he chooses to... Or he figures like, I'm not going to be able to kill him. Although... Torture did not have boots. Okay, so I was thinking like Lodestone does not have boots, but Torture doesn't either, so...
Yeah, it doesn't... In the end, they have kind of the same movement.
Yeah.
And top lane Bubbles goes down. We didn't really see what happened, but he did end up going down.
Yep.
He does get picked.
Yeah, I think the Q is just a bit too much damage from the Disciple to really deal with.
Lodestone gets picked with the Bramble Wall.
Oh, wow.
Again,
okay.
I mean... Bramble Wall's pretty good because it restrains, right? So, Lodestone can't run away.
Yeah, but on the other hand, the Bramble Wall literally does no damage against Lodestone.
Yeah.
Because Lodestone blocks 15 damage from every attack. And the Bramble Wall only does 15 damage.
Yeah.
So, but it's not as good as you might think.
But it does restrain, which means he can't run away. He can't run away.
It means that you can set up on him.
Yeah. If you use a prop, he also blocks him a bit.
And Tempest rotated into his own jungle here, which means that he is going to be able to get some more farm up, actually.
He's probably looking at level 6, right? He wants to get level 6 as fast as possible.
And I'll say that I think the Legion side is coming out better than I would have expected. And actually, Lodestone picks up a haste rune, that's huge. That means that the link gets broken, and we see the Magnus fall, and that means that also Corrupted Disciple falls. Oh, that is actually a huge rune, because I think if he did not get the haste rune there, like, Corrupted Disciple would drain him all the way to the max.
Oh yeah, and he would have Corrupted
at least taken like 1 or 2 kills with him there.
Yeah, exactly, but no, that haste rune. I mean, hey, the runes are, you know, they're on Hellborn sides right now.
Yeah, the neutrals are on the Legion side, runes are on the Hellborn side.
Yeah,
sorry,
that's how it is right now.
Wait, yeah, no, sorry, that way. Anyway, for now, what do we have happening here? So Lodestone is kind of chilling in the bottom lane. He did pick up his Striders. He does have level 6 now, which means that Nymphora needs to be a little bit careful, probably. Because, like, a level 6 butterfly, or like a fairy is not going to be able to survive that.
No.
And that's a go. Give us your thoughts.
Yes. So currently, I'm looking at.
Oh, sorry. We see the Magma is actually rotating over to the Tempest. Tempest sends an Elemental to scout it out. So nothing.
Good
really
use of the Elementals
there.
though, just to like.
Oh, and Bramble smoked. Oh, they really want to play aggressive here, but they're not finding anything. So they actually, I think they know that something is happening. Notably, no one is in bottom lane, so they know that, like, you know, Bramble is setting up somewhere. He's likely not setting up on the bubbles, which means that there's only one logical place he can be. And so Forest is playing very defensively here, which I absolutely love.
Yeah, he has good map awareness, so he knows that, like, hey, this guy's not there. And
and the bottom lane, they're going with a Torturer. Torturer gets ultimated by the Forest. The Magnus thought he was going for him, but no, he lets the stun go through and hits Torturer there. Oh, that was beautifully played. The enemy thought they were going for the rune, but they said, haha, no, we're not. We're going for the big creeps.
Exactly. The money. They wanted that money.
Exactly, yeah. And that means that they actually get those important kills there. And Torture is, of course, one of the cores that is doing quite well. But Bramble going in the mid lane, and Bubbles is taking a lot of damage there. Bubbles is not actually a mana for the Q, and he's going to fall down there instantly. They're not gonna probably get anything else here. Tempest and the Sephoras are running out of there, but the Bubbles was just a little bit too low on mana to actually get anything done afterwards.
A little too low on mana. I think also used his takeover a bit too early. Should have waited to time it so that the Bramble stun didn't hit him more than anything.
Yeah, I think like oh sorry, actually Tempest gets caught by the Corrupt Disciple in the mid lane, and that means that the Tempest is likely going to fall. So Tempest, he wanted to stun the Corrupt Disciple, but he figured, wait, if I stun him now, I'm gonna be slowed, but the Corrupt Disciple did not actually level his E yet. Oh, and in the meanwhile, Torture might be in a little bit of trouble because that's a smoked Lords of Force. And that is an ultimate plus a Q on top of the Nymphora is, of course, not going to be able to heal him. Which means that the Torture is going to fall here. Now, Corrupt Disciple's in a bit of trouble. There's no mana on the Nymphora to save him. Nymphora says, take me instead. I will save you, Mr. President. And jumps in front. And that's actually probably a really smart choice. Because that may have saved the Corrupt Disciple there.
No, that's what I want my supports to do. Okay, I want them to get in the way, just body block it and die instead of me. That was good play. That was a good play.
Some of you may die, but that's a risk I'm willing to take.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was a good, like, if he had a little bit of mana, he could have maybe saved him. Actually, so Forrest running into two people there, and he does not have his team to back him up this time, and that says... the Legion say, thank you very much. There's actually so much action happening around these runes.
Yeah, they keep trying to get the runes. I mean, the runes do give pretty strong buffs for just everything. So
yeah, but they need the runes. Or Force needs the runes to be able to farm these jungle stacks because you know it's a triple stack on the hard camp, a double stack on the medium camp. They do have vision of it, but he can farm it like really quickly without taking a lot of damage. But he doesn't need mana for it. Yeah.
That's his thing, because we saw he does a lot of damage, but he just can't sustain all of his abilities constantly. He really needs he needs a rune. He needs items to keep his mana up a bit more.
Yeah, at least bottle charges in general, and he's just gonna farm these triple stacks like really easily here, which is amazing for him. And like there is notably a lot more vision for the Legion side in the Hellborn jungle. They have two wards, and actually Corrupt Disciple smoking over, but I think he's gonna be a little bit too late because everything is already farmed basically. And Corrupt Disciple gets spotted by the Geomancer. That's actually really good for them because that means that no one's going to fall. Although Geomancer, you need to dig out, buddy, and he
just in time.
He wanted to waste some mana from the Magnus. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, probably. That was right on time.
That was risky.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lodestone going in the bottom lane. That's an ultimate on the Nymphora. Nymphora surviving with just a little bit of HP. And I don't know how Nymphora survived that. Oh, sorry, in the top lane. What you got goes down. The Corrupt Disciple plus the Bramble there are doing so much damage. Corrupt Disciple goes down there by the Geomancer. The Geomancer is a little bit too overconfident because there is the Bramble still at full HP with that Dreamcatcher. And of course, the Dreamcatcher is such a powerful tool. In the meanwhile, we see Sephoras being caressed by an Invis Torturer.
Yeah. Torturer just like basically telling his team like, hey, there's someone here. Like, come on.
And Nymphora is also there. Nymphora does miss stun and like the heal. So Torturer, I think... Sorry, the Sephora's gonna be fine. And now maybe the Nymphora is in a bit of trouble because Nymphora does not have teleport. Does not have a stun up either for 2 more seconds. And that means it's gonna be a Q and a Lords of Force ultimate on top of the Nymphora. And like the heal doesn't really matter. But the Lodestone misses the stun. And that means the Nymphora is gonna be fine because the Legion does actually have team support. While the Hellborn side is notably lacking in team support.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, the Nymphora sacrificed herself once, so then the rest of the team
look at this Sephora's in the middle. That's not where you want to be, buddy. Okay, he's tanking up quite a bit. Sephora's, the Corrupt Disciple choosing to not commit to the kill there, which the Lodestone is dead. I don't know how much counter pressure you could expect, because the Tempest also doesn't have an ultimate up. You use the ultimate in the top lane. But yeah, the Tempest only being at 260 GPM, Corrupted Disciple 500 GPM, the Bramble 500 GPM. The Sigma just, like the Torture just gets another kill on the Bubbles. Bubbles only at 240. This is not looking great for Hellborn side here. And in the top lane, Lords of Forest all alone in basically an entire enemy team surrounding him. Lodestone ports in, but Lodestone is alone. Where's the rest of the team? Bubbles is dead, the Geomancer ports in. Lodestone gets an out of there. Geomancer figures out, wait, where's my team? Yeah, my team is missing. Oh. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I didn't know if Tempest had TP. But he didn't have ultimate, so even if he TP'd in, I don't know if they could have fought that.
Yeah, they need to wait until he gets his ults if they want to keep his big team fights. That's basically all Tempest ends up doing.
Yeah, so they need to, I think they need to communicate better with each other, because either you TP in together, or you don't TP in. Those are the two choices you have.
Yeah, you can't have half your team committing, the other half.
Yeah, that's the worst option.
Yeah, because then you just, instead of like having one person die, you have like 2 or 3 people die for no reason really.
Actually, Bubbles' ultimate in the mid lane, the Torture is basically taking the stun to the face, but the rest of the team is just not really ready for the Hellborn side. Magma's around, Corrupted Disciple around, Bubbles taking a lot of damage here, Geomancer going in on the Corrupted Disciple being hit by Geomancer ultimate, but it's not really doing too much. Bubbles is already dead, Geomancer now in a bit of trouble. Geomancer gets sent back to the well.
There. So that's 2 picks for no picks for Legion side. And you can see the farm is just going up. The Corrupted and the Bramble are both at over 500 GPM. Torture is following up with 450. That's like their 3 basically a core heroes.
Oh, and in the bottom lane we see Lodestone in a bit of trouble probably. That's a Magma stun into a Torture stun. Lodestone is basically all the way dead, and that means that they actually cannot go for the counter kill.
Nope.
And Magnus wants to go for more, but the rest of the team is not really ready. Then4 does not have his ultimate up at the moment, so he cannot really provide team support just yet.
Still pushing top.
Yeah, I did see the Corrupted Disciple port bottom, but like, okay, this is the Bramble. Like, what the Bramble does well here is just gonna ultimate some force probably. Oh, the ultimate misses. Almost gets restrained though. No, the restraint runs out. Now the Geomancer is maybe in a bit of trouble. Geomancer gets stunned by the Magmas. Geomancer is going to survive. Or no, and that's not where you want to stun, you silly. Yeah, that's not great. Like, the Corrupted is playing really well right now. He's applying pressure. He went for Shaman's Headdress, so he's hard to kill right now. He's quite
especially with South Forest.
Yeah, so he's really quick because he has the Energizer and the E, of course. And right now, he's just applying pressure. He's just making sure the enemy cannot farm. And they're trying to go on the Bramble, but Bramble's like, you can't.
Yeah, Bramble's just too strong.
And actually, the Bubbles ultimate's in, the Lodestone ultimate's in. They're going on the Corrupted. That's Lodestone ultimate. Hit on the Corrupted. That's a 3-man Magmastorm. Magmas ultimating, but Tempest ultimates in return. But there's not a lot of damage coming through. The damage is missing from the Hellborn side. The Geomancer comes in late because he was dead before. Bramble taking a Geomancer stun to the face, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't care.
No, he doesn't matter. He was not the one that was Lodestone ultimate. Like the Corrupted Disciple survived with a couple of HP, and he's gonna be fine in the end. Geomancer trying to finish off whatever he can, but Lodestone, the Torture comes in at the end, finishing off everything that is left standing from the Hellborn side, and that means that the Hellborn side gets cleaned up completely.
And it's and the sides just. And that Torture does so much damage if you leave him kind of alone, just like doing his thing. Yeah, sure, he might not do like a lot of damage like instantly, like he doesn't have that much burst, but you leave him there for like a few of his abilities, and he's just like, you can't stop him.
Yeah, and like
he's just there doing a bunch of damage.
Lodestone is a different hero after he gets PK. Before he gets PK, that ultimate is so difficult to hit. And right now, he is only 200-ish GPM. He's 1k into his PK. And the enemies are getting tankier and tankier. Like that Dreamcatcher makes the Bramble so tanky. Right? And that is GG's being called.
There goes the GG.
Yep.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah, the bubbles and the lodestone not really working out for the Hellborn side here.